Very good morning, students. Today I am here with the topic pronouns and its kinds. The first part of the same video I have shared already with you. I hope you have watched it carefully and understood. Let's begin today's. Interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. As you all have studied in interrogative sentences also, that interrogative sentences are used for asking question. So what are the pronouns here? So all the WH words like what, which, who, whom, whose are interrogative pronouns which are used for asking question. What and which we use for things, and whereas who, whom, whose we use for people, which can be used for both, especially for pointing out someone. Let's take some examples. What is your plan? It's an interrogative pronoun here. But if I say, what plan did you follow? So here what is followed by a noun, that is plan. So then it will be called interrogative adjective. Which is the mail train? Interrogative pronoun. But if I say, which train is late? Then here which is followed by noun, that is train. So it will be interrogative adjective. So in this way you can make difference between interrogative pronoun and interrogative adjective. What you need to remember here, that interrogative adjective WH word will be always followed by a noun. Let's take some more examples of interrogative pronouns. Who has made this painting? Whom did you want to meet? Whose is this pair of gloves? Whose is this lovely bag? What is the latest news? Which of these dresses do you like? You can make your own questions. I hope you understand. Let's proceed. Reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun refers back to the subject of the same sentence. It means when subject and object are same. How? So, reflexive pronouns are myself, herself, yourself, ourselves, themselves, himself and itself. They are used as the receiver of an action. Examples, I see myself in the mirror. Here, I is the subject and the same came on the object position in terms of myself. She blamed herself for her problems. So, herself will be here reflexive pronoun. How did you hurt yourself? So, here yourself will be reflexive pronoun. He, him. Okay. Now, let's proceed. Emphatic pronouns. Reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronouns are quite similar. There is a thin line difference and that you need to understand very well. An emphatic pronoun emphasizes a preceding noun or pronoun. It is generally used after the subject, immediately after the subject, to put it more emphasis on it. Like, I myself locked the door. Now here you can see I and myself goes together. She herself baked the cake. He himself signed the letter. The children themselves completed their homework. Now what you need to remember here, that in emphatic pronouns, subject is followed by emphatic pronoun, that is myself, herself, himself, themselves, ourselves, like that. Emphatic and reflexive, both the pronouns always end with self or selves, as we have seen in these examples. But what's the basic difference? That in emphatic pronouns we are putting these words myself, himself, itself immediately after the subject, and in reflexive pronoun it can be at the object position or in between. Okay. Let's move to the next category, that is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are those which refer to persons or things in general or in indefinite way. Means we are not specifying somebody, we are talking about general things. All, some, both, much, many, few, any are some examples of indefinite pronouns. Now, here you need to look at, if I say of pronouns means some, both, much and none. So, if I say some of the books, both of the children, much of the work or none of my neighbors. So, here what are these? These will be called of pronouns. The same pronoun we are using it with of. Okay. If I say all the books, then all the books, all is an adjective. Here all the word is used as an adjective. But if I use it with of, all of the books, then here all will be our pronoun, indefinite pronoun. I hope you understand. Let's see singular words. For singular, we can use somebody, something, anybody, anyone, nobody and nothing. But for plural, we can use both, few, many and several. And if singular or plural both, so what are those we can use with both? That is all, must, none, any and some. So these are the indefinite pronouns which you can use at different places. Next, relative pronouns. As the word suggests, relative pronouns are those which relate to some noun going before. Going before what? Going before antecedent. The antecedent to whom the pronoun is referring. In the sentence as who, whose, whom, which and that. They also work as a conjunction. Conjunctions, as you know, these are the words which we use to join two sentences or two words. The boy stole your purse. The boy has been arrested. Now here we can join these two sentences with the word who. The boy who stole your purse has been arrested. Let's look at the second. I lost the watch. It was given by my father. So we can join these two sentences using which. I lost the watch which was given by my father. Now here you can see boy is a living, so we used who, and watch is a non-living, so we used which. Now, using relative pronouns, we need to remember something. Some and such. These words can be followed by as. Example, he is such a leader as the country needs today. His problem is same as yours. So, we can use such and same with as. Who, whose and whom for persons only. Like we have seen, the farmer who had no work immediately started plowing the field. Or if we see which, the car, the headlights of which were on repair. The house which had been lying vacant for a long time has been sold off. Now, if we talk about that, so that can be used as an adjective or after the adjective in the superlative degree, and after words like all, some, any, none and nothing. It can be used as a noun like Kapil is the best fast bowler that we have produced. Here we have used it before the adjective in the superlative degree. If we talk about the next example, all that glitters is not gold. Nothing that I did pleased my father. So here we have used that pronoun after all, and the very important point you should remember, that is what, that which, what has no antecedent. It actually means that which or the thing which. What can not be cured must be endured. Here you can use that which. What is used in place of the word that which. We have found what we have been looking for. Here we have used what in place of the thing which. Okay. Now let's focus on omission of relative pronouns, means where we are not supposed to use relative pronouns. So we often leave out the relative pronoun when it is in objective case. Let's see. This is the pen with which I wrote the letter. Instead of writing this, we can write, or we should write, this is the pen I wrote the letter with. So what we have done here, which we have omitted, and the position of preposition with we have changed. We placed it at the object position. Now let's take one more example. Where have you parked the car by which you came? So instead of using which here, we can write, where have you parked the car you came by. Now by preposition we have placed at object position or in the last. If we talk about position of the relative pronoun in the sentence, so we always need to remember that a relative pronoun should be placed as near as possible to the noun or the pronoun it refers to. Sometimes we are making the sentences, lengthy sentences, and we do not care for putting relative pronouns on their proper places, and it make a lot of chaos. We cannot convey correct meaning of the sentence. Let's look at this example, like the manager warned the lazy clerk who was very strict. Now here this sentence is not making any sense. The manager who was very strict warned the lazy clerk. This sentence makes the correct sense, because here we can see the manager and who was very strict, the relative pronoun who immediately we placed after the manager, who refers to the manager. So it is the correct way to use it. You can see some more example, like here if I say Vijay was called by the principal who had cheated in the examination. Now it is a very dramatic kind of sentence. Instead we should write, Vijay, who had cheated in the examination, was called by the principal. I hope you understand. Please do read the content from your English grammar book. Try to solve exercises given it, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.